Hey, and welcome to our third bonus of the week as we're moving through the playoffs. Remember, we're not doing weekly stuff because we don't want to feature any crews that are up for evaluation. In this we got three plays we want to look at, and again, emphasize none of these crews are up for evaluation. So keep that in mind. If you think you recognize one, you don't. But I do want to start off with something. We showed these plays in the last bonus, and someone brought it up in the comments, and I completely forgot to address it during the actual video. So as you can see, the away team is in yellow. They're not in white, which is against the rules. The rules say the away team has to wear white. So if you're in this situation, the away team shows up, they have colored uniforms, you still play the game. This is not a situation where you forfeit the game just because they show up in the wrong uniforms. Handle this diplomatically, but still in a way that we are in accordance with the rules. So what you'll do is you can ask the home team to change into white jerseys. But they are not obligated to. So you can ask them, they can say no, and that's that. There's nothing else we're going to do there. Obviously, this happens. We put it in the game report and address it with the state association. But like I said, we are still playing football. That is not, that's not up for debate. So in this situation, you see, to one team, their colored jerseys are pretty light, which is helpful. So, playing is not going to affect the game in any situation whatsoever. Now, if they show up and they are light colors, so in this situation, if the visiting team showed up and their colors were green as well, then you have a situation where the home team would then have to put on white jerseys. And that's just for safety, obviously, too. We can't go around that. So that's what we're going to have to do in that situation. But any other situation, like I said, you can ask the home team to put on white jerseys, but they're not obligated to. And you would obviously report this to your state association. And some people have asked, can you penalize a team? There's been mention of UNS on the head coach. It's not backed up by rule. If you read the rule where it requires a visiting team to wear white jerseys, I think it's like 1.5.1.2a, something like that. And this is actually true of any rule in Rule 1. Now all the other rules gives a rule, then it gives a penalty. Does not exist in Rule 1, on any rule in Rule 1. So the rules book does not back you up in issuing any kind of penalty for doing this, unless your state association comes down and says to. There's no rule. There's no, like I said, you're not supported by a rule to issue a penalty. So again, summarize: put in your game report it to your local association, and report to the state association. But you play the game. It's not a forfeit situation. You can ask the home team to change jerseys. They're not required to. They can politely say no. The only time we would force them to is if the jersey colors are of light color. All right. So just a couple plays to look at. This is a punt situation, scrimmage kick. Let me go. This view is the best one. Scrimmage kick situation. Just start off mechanically. Back judge way too deep there. 10 yards max. Width is good, but we're going to move up there 10 yards, not 15. So, legal scrimmage kick, past the line of scrimmage. Hits ours hand. And then you see it will bounce into the end zone. So, at this game, everyone was yelling, hey, that's a safety, that's a safety. No, it is not a safety. Remember, a kick is a kick is a kick. The kick does not end until it is, at least on ours end, does not end until our possesses and controls the kick. Here it's just going to hit off his hands. So this is a muff. I would say, back judge, as you're doing this, at this point, don't break your back pedal. Just turn and run, because we need you to get to the goal line for that ball does. This play is dead once the ball crosses into the end zone. It's dead. Nothing else to do here. This is just a touchback. Bring it out to the 20. Ours ball. We're playing football. Like I said, just remember, a kick is a kick. Is a kick. This ball remains a kick until it is possessed or crosses the goal line like that. Just a reminder for everyone. All right, this one, so we hear a lot about offensive pass interference, blocking downfield. You can't block downfield, obviously. But it's a high bar for blocking downfield. And really, offensive pass interference in general is a high bar. So we're looking at this receiver here. All right, so the question is going to be a couple things we want to look at when we're looking at blocking downfield. The first thing we have to have is we had to have a pass caught beyond the line of scrimmage. If it was caught behind the line of scrimmage, then OPI is off the table anyway. So you'll see like a lot of bubble screens and stuff like that are designed where they're going to come out and they're going to block. The receivers are going to block. It's designed block. They're not going to try to run a route, but you get like a bubble screen or any kind of screen pass behind the line of scrimmage. OPI is off the table, so it doesn't matter. If it's close, it's behind the line of scrimmage. So what we look for, so that's the first thing we got to have. So now we have to actually look for, what are we looking for in blocking? So we want to see who initiates the block. And that one is kind of hard to tell because they do kind of run at each other in the same. He drives. We want the receiver at least be trying to run a route or look like they're trying to run a route. Rule of thumb, if the receiver's trying to run a route and the defender engages them, then it's not blocking downfield. The receiver can make it easy for you by, trying to continue to run downfield, not stopping and engaging with them. If they're trying to run downfield and it's obviously they're still trying to run a route, that makes it easy for us and we know, okay, this is not OPI. What makes it hard is when they do kind of break down and, like that. This is a very tough play to call. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Because I can see this going either way. You see how the receiver is still going downfield like that. You can make the argument that he is trying to run a route. And even if you watch it here, see he kind of stutters like that. It could be like he's trying to juke him out. And the defender certainly is the first one to put his arms out and engage. But then, the receiver, he does kind of stop and so forth. So this is a very tough one to call. I'm not going to lie. This is tough to call. I would err on the side of caution. This is not OPI. But I would also have a pretty good conversation with this receiver and the OC and just kind of let him know, hey, I saw that. At least try to look like you're running a route. Okay? All right. Second part of this I want to look at is, whether or not this is, a little extra action off the sideline. A lot of typically, again, the rule of thumb, if the initial contact for the tackle is in the field of play, which this is, receiver's well in the field of play when he's tackled, then there's nothing going on there. It's just, you have this as a continuation of the tackle. Where you get into it is if there's a little extra action. We don't want any extra action. Was this little twirl here at the end, was that unnecessary? Maybe. But to me, this is all still a continuation of the tackle. He's kind of got him where he's kind of trying to spin him around, even in the field of play. And it's just kind of a continuation. You got to understand, there's a lot of momentum going on here. These guys are running full speed, and it's hard to slow down. And, he does let him go kind of there at the end. He gives a little extra spin, but he lets go. And obviously it wasn't too bad. The receiver didn't go down to the ground or anything. So this is a good no call. Like I said, what you're looking for, extra action, a little extra effort. like to me, this is all in continuation of the tackle that began in the field of play. So this is just a whole lot of nothing for me. All right, that's it for the bonus content today. Those of you that are working this week, good luck. Those of you being evaluated, stay focused, and we hope to see you all in the finals.